I love this whole guys have to name 5 women that feel safe around them. But if I were to say, like, hey, ladies, you have to name 5 guy friends you haven't slept with, then I'm the asshole, right?
Hey, I ain't fresh. I ain't fresh. You're not fresh, no. At all. Just take no, sir. You just gotta take your L, bro.
Unc is clearly in his 40s, and he's got to be talking to some young girls. Because if you know, you know. See, Unc is a line lead at his job that he done had for the last 20 years. Unc got good insurance. He's got 401k. He got a benefits package. See, y'all don't know what y'all really looking at. Unc took them pants to the cleaners. Unc went to Dillard's and got that shirt off the rack from Dillard's, baby. Department store drip. Unc went and got the matching New Balances. Unc is fresh. Let me stop calling that man Unc. Because if you really want to know, back in Ashley's heyday, you know, when she was outside, this is the one that was paying them bills. Unc was the one making sure that car was running good. Unc was the one that made sure I had a little pocket change. While y'all so worried about them having on the latest fashion and the $1,200 pair of sneakers and the Balenciaga this. See, them the ones that are too busy spending their money on themselves. They ain't got no money for you. If you know, you know. I would have snatched Unc up back in the day, and Unc would have kept me real good and comfortable. Do you hear what I'm saying?
If you're a man, let me give you a piece of advice. If you ask a woman on a date and it's very subtle and it's a calm date, coffee, brunch, a walk, nice sunset view, go watch the sunset together, and she says no and she's expecting you to take her to the Missoni room at the Bibelots, she's trying to get one over on you, and she's trying to see if you'll bite the bait. If it's an actual good woman, like a very beautiful, genuine woman, she's going to accept the very subtle date that you're trying to take her on, because that's when she gets to pick your brain. That's when she gets to ask you all the questions. That's when she can get to know you on like an emotional, deeper level. And that's exactly the type of stuff that women yearn for. So if you have a girl out here that rent out the entire movie theater, just leave her where she stands. And nobody has time for that.
So a creator by the name of Mr. Daddy 63 made a video that went viral where he listed 5 things that he believes a woman should never have to do when she has a man in her life. Now, I would like to do my version of 5 things a man should never have to do when he has a woman in his life. And this is a man who is taking care of business. We're not talking about you bums out there. Okay, here goes. Number 1, a man should never have to pack his own lunch. You're already cooking dinner. Why not set an extra chicken leg, an extra potato, and an extra serving of broccoli to the side when you cook so he can have a lunch ready to go in the morning? I'm telling you, it's a big flex for him to be sitting in that break room with coworkers and he's got a nice lunch packed and it's smelling good, and throw a little note in there and telling him what you're going to do later on that night. And he blush, big flex. Number 2, a man should never have to ask for encouragement. The world beats our men up enough. Why is he being beat up at home? If this man is handling all of his business and he has a day where he's feeling down and he's feeling like he can't do it, encourage that man. Speak life into that man, because the better he feels, the better he can make you feel. Teamwork. Number 3, a man should never have to ask to be celebrated. We expect him to do all of these things for us, and you can't say thank you. You can't say, I appreciate you. You can't make a big deal when he walks into the house with something new for you. You can't make a big deal when he cuts the grass and he got them lines perfectly. You can't celebrate that man for handling business. Celebrate that man. And sometimes you need to make a big deal out of it so he feels the desire to keep doing it. Number 3, this man should never have to ask for intimacy. Why are we using it as a weapon? You want him to get up and handle business without being asked. Why you can't handle business without being asked? Why does he have to beg and plead and bribe you to handle his physical needs? What did your grandmama teach you? You never let a man leave out of the house angry, hungry, or keep playing. And last but not least, a man should never have to ask for support. If this man is a visionary, if he's leading his house, if he is operating in the capacity that benefits everybody in his family, when he comes to you with a plan and he tells you, baby, what do you think? You need to be saying, I'm on board. And what can I do? Because the better your family operates, the better everybody is in whole, the easier your job is ultimately. Support that man when he's doing positive things and put in effort to help him so y'all can build together and be a dream team.
Baby, let me tell you something. It's her loss. You heard me? It is her mother and loss. See, you know you him, right? Mm-hmm. And like I said before, you gonna stay him. And believe me when I say, if she hasn't started bothering you already, she's going to. Because you're not paying her no mind. So that means she wants to know what you doing, what you got going on, who you done met. Don't be surprised, baby, if she start checking your story, checking your comments when you post certain things. Because in her mind, she gonna be looking at it as, oh, you looking for attention. But really, you doing your own thing, baby, and you been him. You been getting the attention. But see, she didn't realize what she had when she had it. And now that she doesn't have you anymore, she being thirsty. You feel me? She don't know what to do. She can't handle it. She can't handle you staying on business, not paying her ass no mind. Hey, don't let no whack-ass female waste your time, baby. Don't let no whack-ass female waste your time. You need to rock with somebody that know what they got when they got it. And guess what? You heard it here first. Yeah.
What men say they want is different from what they actually respect.
She is exactly right, and let me tell you why. Whenever I've been the type of girl who was rude to guys, didn't show up for dates, didn't want to talk to them, ignored them, that is when I saw them try the hardest. That is when I saw them put their best foot forward and try to please me in every single way. Whenever I was the nice girl and wanted to take care of a guy and look after a guy, that is when I got walked all over the most. What I came to realize through those situations was men are hunters. Men love challenges. If you tell them, I will never fall in love with you, he will never stop until you do. As much as guys always talk about the low maintenance guy, I just want to chill, low-key girl. No, they don't. In theory, that's what they think that they want. But in actuality, they are going to go for the girl who is dismissing them, who is rude to them, ignoring them, and all sorts. They do not want that typical good girl. Let me tell you.
So this woman in the comments said that only attracts guys who like the chase. The chase is only to prove a point. Someone who genuinely likes you, you're not going to have to play hard to get. Period. End of story. End of story. Y'all are playing all of these games, and the man that you actually want is going to be sitting there at the starting point, watching y'all chase each other around, watching you chase him, him chase you. Y'all run side by side, trying to figure out who's going to chase who next. He just get up and walk off. I'm going home, man. They acting silly. That's what you're going to get. Period.
Touch your husband, because somewhere between the stress, the schedules, the everyday chaos, the two of you forget to actually slow down and see each other. Marriage is not built in the big moments. It's built in the 5-second choices that say, I still want you here with me. When he walks by, reach for him. When he sits down, sit closer. When the day finally quiets, put your hand in his and let everything else wait. Those tiny moments tell him you are not just surviving life together. You are choosing connection in the middle of it. Husbands and wives both need that reminder that even on the busy days, there is still space for us. There is still time for a touch. A moment where you remember you are not just partners, you are each other's person. Men won't always say they feel the distance, but when you touch him, he feels anchored again. So today, make time for each other even in the smallest ways. Touch your husband. Let that be the moment that pulls you both back toward the marriage you are both working so hard to build.
So I just saw a video, the Pop the Balloon video, where a woman is on and she starts out by saying, listen, this is going to sound one way, but don't take it bad. Like, she just gets right into it. And she says, what is basically your take home pay? Now, y'all probably saw this one because This is the one where the guy turns around and he just starts popping everybody else's balloon and then his own because he was like, please. But what I find funny about it is that at the end of everything, she hears pop, 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 pop. And then it's, where's the grace? Baby, where is the grace? Where is the etiquette? Where is the couth? What are y'all being raised to believe is acceptable behavior? You don't know these men literally from anybody walking down the street. And the first thing that you find of interest, something that is going to qualify or disqualify somebody when given an opportunity to ask questions about character, about lifestyle, about so many different things, anything, you first go in for your paycheck? Why would any man want to stay with that? Why would any man want to take home a woman who asks those questions to his mother? At the end of the day, the first thing that men are being taught and trained to understand is that women are going to come for you one way or another. You are now, I mean, at the end of the day, let's be real, like, men are now the prize, and they're out here bobbing and weaving and trying to stay away from women who are chasing them for their wallets, because women have been so upfront about the fact that you're chasing men purely for their wallets, and not their wallets in the traditional sense where I want a provider. Their wallets in the sense of, I'm going to take you for everything that you got, baby. You got about 3 to 5 years with me before I try to take you through the laws and courts and literally take 50% or more of everything you have ever earned. Y'all got to do better, because at this point, it's just disgusting.
There was one person I worked with, and he said, I don't know if you know this or remember this, but there was a girl that I just started dating. I didn't know her very well. Like, we've never been in an official, because this person's never been married, never been engaged. And the troll who released this has referenced him. And she rang you. Do you remember she rang you? And I was like, I actually don't remember this. And he's like, she rang you and she recorded it without you knowing. I had no idea of this. So I was like, yeah, but where would she get the married part from? And he said, before that, they've only snipped 6 seconds of a 20-minute call. Before that, she was saying, oh, well, what kind of woman are you? I bet you spend all your time on your knees, and kind of insulting my religion, insulting my background. I didn't know this woman. I'd never been with this man. He's not married. They're not engaged. And I said, excuse me, don't get rude to me. If I wanted to, because she said, this is what you do, the key word. And I said, if I wanted to, I could do birthday, wedding, I could do all of that. But I don't want your man. But he won't take the whole voice recording, and he won't show the interview with the man. Because the moment he releases an interview with the man, everybody can verifiably check his online on Instagram. Everybody can easily see he's never been married, never been engaged. So his whole story falls apart.
Wonder what old Saudi is up to these days. What she's doing. Got any speaking engagements. What kind of trouble she's getting into. Be careful out there.
If mom's a bad mom, and I'll tell you what the test is for a bad mom. It's really easy.
Please, yeah.
If you have to go to court to get custody of your kids, she's a bad mom. If she's making you fight to see your kids, she's a bad mom.
I can agree with that.
If you have to go in and get permission from a judge to see your kid on a Wednesday night for pizza,
that's crazy.
She's a bad mom.
That is crazy. I can't understand why some mothers just rob their kids of an opportunity to be with a loving, caring father. I couldn't see myself doing that ever. My kid deserved to have both of his parents, and I'm not going to be selfish because my kid's father has moved on. I couldn't rob my kid of that joy, of that happiness of being around his father.
Hey, I ain't fresh. I ain't fresh. You're not fresh, no. At all. Just take no, sir. You just gotta take your L, bro.
Unc is clearly in his 40s, and he's got to be talking to some young girls. Because if you know, you know. See, Unc is a line lead at his job that he done had for the last 20 years. Unc got good insurance. He's got 401k. He got a benefits package. See, y'all don't know what y'all really looking at. Unc took them pants to the cleaners. Unc went to Dillard's and got that shirt off the rack from Dillard's, baby. Department store drip. Unc went and got the matching New Balances. Unc is fresh. Let me stop calling that man Unc. Because if you really want to know, back in Ashley's heyday, you know, when she was outside, this is the one that was paying them bills. Unc was the one making sure that car was running good. Unc was the one that made sure I had a little pocket change. While y'all so worried about them having on the latest fashion and the $1,200 pair of sneakers and the Balenciaga this, see, them the ones that are too busy spending their money on themselves. They ain't got no money for you. If you know, you know. I would have snatched Unc up back in the day, and Unc would have kept me real good and comfortable. Do you hear what I'm saying?
Hey, real quick. You do realize that if it came out today that
Russell Wilson had an affair on Sierra, had a baby out of wedlock, assaulted his, first wife, like physically, he'd no longer be lame. He wouldn't be lame anymore. He'd be one of the cool kids. And it's also interesting in how men talk about all these, people, but they don't say anything about Ashanti and Nelly. You want to know why? Because they're Nelly. They're Nelly. They raised hell all their lives. Now they want somebody to choose them, or they want to pick someone, and now they don't have to do shit. She's a good person, comes from a good family, people love her, people nurture her and all that, and now he can walk in and not change diapers, get a reality show, support who we want to support, Trump, and he can do what the fuck he wants. Most men are Nelly. Mediocrity is very easy. They are a couple bad decisions from being a future. That's easy. Anybody can be a future. You can be a future within 2 weeks. A broke future. Some of them are already future.
I heard Nelly say something about I'm not changing diapers, and I thought that was weird. I think most men would, contrary to what you're saying here, most men would jump in. Most men do jump in and help. It's just that when they do jump in and help, they get criticized for it. A lot of the guys are future. They are disciplined. They don't have everything right, but neither does the woman. Oh, you didn't load the dishwasher right. Okay, well, you didn't fill up the car. Oh, you didn't fold the clothes right. Okay, well, once again, you sit up there and overflowed the trash. You threw the boxes out for me to break down. You said to take out the trash. You didn't say that I'm going to be breaking down all of your boxes. But I ain't saying nothing about it. You still complaining about washing and drying the clothes, which when it's a machine, you still complaining about having to stack the dishwasher and put the dishes in and all that stuff. And meanwhile, you just continue to throw trash here and there and everywhere, and I got to pick up behind you. But you ain't never saying nothing about that. That's not a problem, right? So a lot of these men actually are very disciplined. A lot of these men have a schedule. They have a routine. But the routine for a lot of women is boring. So you don't really end up as a woman with a Russell Wilson. Or you don't really end up with a Russell Wilson. You end up with a Nelly or a Future, a Chad, a Tyrone that don't want to do anything and told you. Nelly told her, and she still got with him. That's what we're not saying. Nelly told this woman, I'm not going to do this. And she still had a baby with him. She still got with him. And then she tried to bring it up again and say, yeah, but you could at least, he could, but he's not going to because that's what he said he wasn't going to do. Number one. Number two, Sierra already knew who he was. And still got with him. So this stuff about most men, a few bad decisions. And guess what? They're not making those few bad decisions. The modern women are.
Me and my husband did not have a healthy relationship for at least the first 3 years. He was avoidant, I was anxiously attached. He had low emotional intelligence, I had low self-confidence. He was hyper independent and I struggled with codependency. There were a lot of explosive arguments and a lot of red flags. So you may be asking, why did we get married? From the moment that we met, we saw a fire in each other's eyes that we just couldn't shake. We wanted freedom, legacy, generational wealth, abundance, and the only way to get those things is to be committed to growth, no matter how uncomfortable and hard it gets. And what people don't understand is that marriage is a luxury that only the growth-minded can afford. I gotta make a whole content piece out of that one. That one was good. Are you willing to be patient with somebody? And are you willing to go through uncomfortable and imperfect seasons in your relationship? And this one gonna get some of y'all. Are you willing to raise your partner and submit to your partner raising you? Because in order to fix all those conflicting problems that I mentioned in the beginning, me and my husband had to teach each other. He had to teach me self-confidence. I had to teach him emotional awareness. He had to teach me how to depend on myself. I had to teach him how we can depend on each other. The point is, we had to grow up together. But as long as you both are committed to growth, then it does not matter where you are growing from. All that matters is that you're both willing to grow with each other. Now take that and apply it.
I really agree with that. He had some issues. You had some issues. Nobody was perfect. I think for a lot of men on one side of the equation, it's pretty much always, for them at least, you have to perform, you have to be perfect, you have to do everything right. But for a lot of these women, you know, it's kind of tough because it seems like everything that you say and everything that you do, it's not a lot that they have to improve on, and that gets frustrating, right? That's and a lot of these modern ladies are saying basically, I don't want to try. I don't want to wait until you elevate or you fix yourself. I believe I'm already there. I went to therapy for 2 years and I believe I'm right where I need to be. I can't get any better. And it's frustrating to men because men are like, yeah, no, I see you went to therapy, but I can see this glaring weakness right here. I'm telling you right now, that's a weakness. No, I'm perfect. There's nothing that I can do better. So a lot of men are looking for somebody who, it's more than loyalty. Well, it comes down to loyalty, but men are looking for somebody who won't continue to heap and dump and throw all of the issues on them. And when they don't rise to the occasion, they get blamed for trying to carry 100% of the relationship.
My guy best friend just drove 300 hours from the moon just to get coffee with me because my situationship didn't want to talk to me anymore. He also got me this brand new car just to make me feel better. Guys, I couldn't ask for a better guy friend and a better best friend. Thanks, buddy.
Why do so many women get offended when men want to go 50-50 or split the bill on a date? Most women nowadays are preaching how independent they are, how much they don't need a man, how they pay their own bills, how they got their own job, how they're so much more successful than men. I mean, if you're so independent and can pay for all this yourself, then why don't you just pay for the dates? Why don't you let him be a stay-at-home dad? If you got your own money and you're so successful, then why don't you plan the dates? You're already in your masculine energy, so it's the irony of it is that you preach all day long that you don't need a man and that you can afford your own, but the minute it comes time to split a bill or just go on a coffee date, y'all don't want to do it. Women are always so independent until they want to use a man for something. The other thing about it is that these same women are the same women that want children, that are preaching that they don't need a man, but guess what? You need a man to procreate. So make that make sense. Okay, please, someone make it make sense. Okay, bye.
So a creator by the name of Mr. Daddy 63 made a video that went viral where he listed 5 things that he believes a woman should never have to do when she has a man in her life. Now, I would like to do my version of 5 things a man should never have to do when he has a woman in his life. And this is a man who is taking care of business. We're not talking about you bums out there. Okay, here goes. Number 1, a man should never have to pack his own lunch. You're already cooking dinner. Why not set an extra chicken leg, an extra potato, and an extra serving of broccoli to the side when you cook so he can have a lunch ready to go in the morning? I'm telling you, it's a big flex for him to be sitting in that break room with coworkers and he's got a nice lunch packed and it's smelling good, and throw a little note in there and telling him what you're going to do later on that night. And he blush, big flex. Number 2, a man should never have to ask for encouragement. The world beats our men up enough. Why is he being beat up at home? If this man is handling all of his business and he has a day where he's feeling down and he's feeling like he can't do it, encourage that man. Speak life into that man, because the better he feels, the better he can make you feel. Teamwork. Number 3, a man should never have to ask to be celebrated. We expect him to do all of these things for us, and you can't say thank you. You can't say, I appreciate you. You can't make a big deal when he walks into the house with something new for you. You can't make a big deal when he cuts the grass and he got them lines perfectly. You can't celebrate that man for handling business. Celebrate that man. And sometimes you need to make a big deal out of it so he feels the desire to keep doing it. Number 3, this man should never have to ask for intimacy. Why are we using it as a weapon? You want him to get up and handle business without being asked. Why you can't handle business without being asked? Why does he have to beg and plead and bribe you to handle his physical needs? What did your grandmama teach you? You never let a man leave out of the house angry, hungry, or keep playing. And last but not least, a man should never have to ask for support. If this man is a visionary, if he's leading his house, if he is operating in the capacity that benefits everybody in his family, when he comes to you with a plan and he tells you, baby, what do you think? You need to be saying, I'm on board. And what can I do? Because the better your family operates, the better everybody is in whole, the easier your job is ultimately. Support that man when he's doing positive things and put in effort to help him so y'all can build together and be a dream team.
Also, okay, to add on to those last 2 videos, can I just say how genuinely psychotic it is to post a video that just tells everybody that you operate under the assumption that all men are dumb as... Which means, if all the men you're meeting are dumb as... I have some horrible news, sister. Like, I don't know, you imagine wanting to be the smartest person in your relationship, but like, in a damn near way. I don't understand y'all. I really don't. Y'all say you don't want a partner that you don't have to not me getting convicted by the low power mode option, but genuinely, y'all say that y'all don't want a partner that you have to spoon feed your wants, needs, and desires to, but then it's obvious that you cannot communicate anything you have going on in here, and then you get mad that your man is not a mind reader, but then also you pick a dude who you think is too stupid to hurt you, and then you get mad that he is too stupid to do anything.
You know, it's not that men don't understand that a woman has emotions. It's not that they don't understand that. You know, sometimes a woman doesn't even understand what's going on herself. It's the constant, the consistent back and forth, day in and day out. I think somebody was discussing, actually, Diana Prime Coaching, one of the compilations that I did. She was discussing a man driving home, and he would park on a side street before he actually drove up into the driveway. And he would sit there for maybe like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes and just think. He would think about what version of his wife he was going to get that day. She would be acting crazy, silly, and all these other things. This is what men are afraid of. And I don't necessarily mean afraid like, oh, I'm so scared. I mean, I'm tired of these games. It's okay for you to be emotional, not to be able to figure things out. But when I come to help you and you bite my head off, and then I stop coming to help you because every single time I come to help you, you're not disciplined enough to say, let me have a second, give me a minute. And when okay, well, she just needs a minute. I usually give her 30 minutes to kind of cool off, 30 minutes to an hour to cool off and do whatever it is that she needs to do. And I just kind of back off. You didn't even, after that, I think one woman said after that 3rd time, she basically said her man came in one time, twice actually. And he said, is everything okay? No. He asked again, are you sure? Is everything okay? Walked out, I think something like that, came back and said, is everything okay? And she said, if he would have came back that 3rd time and asked me, was everything okay? Then I would have been ready to tell him. So y'all are out here playing games. Y'all are out here doing stupid stuff and expecting men to stay around. Once again, you can have your emotions, but men get so confused as to what modern women want, when they want it, how they want it. So men just start exiting. They stop dealing with stuff like this. Attitudes, energy, vibes. They just leave it all behind.
A good man isn't soft. He is not convenient, and he damn sure is not always available for you. A real good man has discipline, he has boundaries, and he has priorities of his own that do not shift based on her mood. And guess what? He's not bending his values just because she's upset.
That's exactly what I was
thinking. A good man is not controlling. He creates the order. He doesn't want chaos, arguments, or drama. He wants respect, clarity, and peace.
Yeah.
And this is where women get it confused. When she's never met a mature man, she will mislabel everything. She'll call him cold because he doesn't tolerate any nonsense.
Yeah.
She'll call him selfish because he takes care of himself. And she'll call him narcissistic because he refuses to beg for approval. But that's not selfishness. That is maturity. A man who refuses to be drained, used, or manipulated. Good men do not move from insecurity. They move from conviction. They will not ever chase drama. They do not chase attention. And they sure as hell don't chase validation from women. They build, they lead, and provide structure. And here's a harsh truth. Most women aren't even ready for the responsibility that comes with being with a good man. Because a good man isn't an emotional roller coaster. He is not unpredictable. And it's not a game. He is stable, extremely consistent, and has direction. And for women addicted to chaos, wounded by the past relationships that they were in, or raised by dysfunction, stability feels boring until she loses it. A good man requires partnership. He requires respect and requires a woman who is emotionally regulated, not reckless with her emotions. That's why so many men get mislabeled. It's why mature men get misunderstood. But stay solid, because good men do not bend, they build, and the right woman will rise to meet with him.
So I just saw a video, the Pop the Balloon video, where a woman is on and she starts out by saying, listen, this is going to sound one way, but don't take it bad. Like, she just gets right into it. And she says, what is basically your take home pay? Now, y'all probably saw this one because this is the one where the guy turns around and he just starts popping everybody else's balloon and then his own, because he was like, please. But what I find funny about it is that at the end of everything, she hears pop, 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 pop. And then it's, where's the grace? Baby, where is the grace? Where is the etiquette? Where is the couth? What are y'all being raised to believe is acceptable behavior? You don't know these men literally from anybody walking down the street. And the first thing that you find of interest, something that is going to qualify or disqualify somebody when given an opportunity to ask questions about character, about lifestyle, about so many different things, anything, you first go in for your paycheck? Why would any man want to stay with that? Why would any man want to take home a woman who asks those questions to his mother? At the end of the day, the first thing that men are being taught and trained to understand is that women are going to come for you one way or another. You are now, I mean, at the end of the day, let's be real, like, men are now the prize, and they're out here bobbing and weaving and trying to stay away from women who are chasing them for their wallets, because women have been so upfront about the fact that you're chasing men purely for their wallets, and not their wallets in the traditional sense where I want a provider. Their wallets in the sense of, I'm going to take you for everything that you got, baby. You got about 3 to 5 years with me before I try to take you through the laws and courts and literally take 50% or more of everything you have ever earned. Y'all got to do better, because at this point, it's just disgusting.
Honest to God, y'all, my problem with dating is not that I can't find a boyfriend. It's the fact that when I find it, I don't want to put for real, and I'm like, okay, I want him to be my boyfriend. First FaceTime call. Let me see that dick. Now I done changed the trajectory of this dynamic, because you think I'm on that type of time, and then you think, oh, I'm not about to fuck with her for real, because she, you feel me, she going, she easy, whatever the case may be. But I'm really just trying to see how big is it before I invest all these feelings, and then it's a dub. Now you feel me? You feel what I'm saying? Like, oh my God. I just,
don't think you ladies are understanding for real the danger in cosplaying as a worker. Because I said that there's danger in that, and you don't want the things that happen to workers to happen to you, right? So that's why you should not dress like that. And y'all are saying, well, this is the same logic that people use to excuse assault. Let me help you understand this. Let me give you another example so this can make sense in your brain. You don't go into certain hoods cosplaying as certain things that you are not, because it can kill you. It can get you killed. Is this me excusing gangbanging and gang violence? Hell no. I'm just saying, if there's a fire, don't walk into it. The hell? Workers are getting on the internet and telling you this is not something that you want. Do not do this. Do not cosplay as this. And y'all are saying, well, I can do what I want to do. Listen, I understand in the world that we live in, as women, we don't have much autonomy. And you think that work is the gateway to autonomy. It looks like the gateway to autonomy. It looks like these women are doing what they want to do and just having their way with life. They're not. Okay? You as a woman, you have to separate yourself from this insatiable desire to be free and really look at reality. Okay? Cosplaying as a worker is not freedom. You're putting yourself in a dangerous position. You're pretty much walking into the hood, cosplaying as a gangbanger in the wrong hood. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's the same. Stop doing it. Y'all want to go so hard, like women can do what they want to do. You can do what you want to do. You're absolutely right. If you want to go and get yourself killed, do it. I don't give a
I just listened to this TikTok video of this girl explaining how she was at a restaurant in Lagos, and there was a guy sitting there by himself, and there were 3 girls at a different table, and by the end of the night, the guy, the girl received the bill, and she then tells the waiter to go give it to that guy over there sitting by himself, because at some point during the night, he had looked at her, and he was initially shocked, but he ended up paying the bill. Then she goes over to his table to, like, basically negotiate, like, oh, okay, I paid your bill, what am I going to get in exchange? And it's just a reminder to me that a lack of money and resources forces women to essentially sell themselves and their bodies and their time. And that's something that within the world of sprinkle in that realm, we really don't talk enough about. Like, if you actually have money as a woman, you don't need to do these kinds of things, because now, like essentially, you can't even go to a nice restaurant and cover your food, and you now have to entertain a man in order to do it. I think it's just, like, so poor. There was a time on here where the girls wouldn't even be able to go to, like, a nice restaurant without a man. And they'd be like, yeah, so I want to go eat at this nice restaurant, so I'm basically going to start dating again. That is such poverty to me. And I really hate that, especially in a world where women can literally just make their own money. Like, you can actually get rich making your own money now. Like, we can have our own bank accounts. So it's just so poor to me, because the fact of the matter is, like, food don't even taste that good by the time you're sitting across from a man. Food only tastes good if you're sitting there by yourself or you're with your girlfriends. If you're sitting across from a man, on God, the food don't even ever taste that good. So you're just taking L after L. And then these men, unfortunately, they do have expectations. And I just don't like out the physical body, because your body is your temple. It hosts your spirit. It hosts your entire being. Like, when you allow people to enter you, to mistreat your body, to care for your body in positive and negative ways, like, that's something you carry forever, because the body keeps score. Like, we cannot keep just belittling how precious your physical body is, that you're now exchanging it for food. You're poor. Go get a job, make some money, start something, build something. Like, I'm gonna start calling you poor. Bitch, you're poor. That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to rely on men for your basic necessities and needs. That's weird. We're not in 1950s where women literally had no other option. You have a choice. I'm disappointed in you.
Men deal with hormonal things daily. Is that a true thing?
Absolutely. I'll say honestly, when you wake up in the morning, your testosterone's super high. You feel like you can conquer the world. Like, everything feels good. As your testosterone dips throughout the day, especially at the end of the night, your patience get low, you get irritable. It's a real thing.
Don't look at your bank account.
Bank account out hormones big time. Imagine your money low. You done had the kids all day because your wife is on her menstrual. And she been in the dark for 2-3 days. Y'all not even talking. You trying to pay bills. You ain't getting none. Now your testosterone dip. And then you go to say something, well, hey babe, Can I get a hug? And it's like, don't fucking touch me. Sometimes dudes be losing it too, bro. like men have hormones too. You know what I'm saying?
So I found it. So the men have a 24-hour cycle. So their testosterone peaks in the morning. They feel focused, alert, ready to go. Midday, it's still high. You feel social. You feel confident and productive. By the afternoon, it starts to dip. So you start to feel more tired and more quiet. You wind down to the nighttime when it's its lowest, and that's when you're ready for sleep. Is that why mornings hits the way it does for y'all?
I'm going to get a lot for this, but I've said it before, I'll say it again. Pound Town should be a regular occurrence in every relationship. If you've been in a long-term relationship and you have a husband, or you have a long-term boyfriend, or you have like a significant other that you've been with for some time, Pound Town should be happening at least a minimum of 3 times a week. And that's a minimum of 3 times a week. And the reason why I say this is because I recently saw another girl make a TikTok about how like she was no longer interested in her husband anymore, and how he's like a really great guy, and he's like, there's nothing that she could possibly say that's bad about him, and he does all the right things. He shows up for the family. They have kids together. He's a great father. Literally nothing that she could say was bad about him, but yet she still wanted a divorce from him. And my take on it is she got too comfortable telling her husband no. She got too comfortable telling her husband excuses. I'm too tired. My head hurts. My period's going to start in 2 days. I don't feel like it. I'm just exhausted. And why those points may be valid, like for one day, but you got to recover from it. You have to initiate too. You have to be the initiator, and you have to be doing Pound Town with your significant other at least 3 times, a minimum of 3 times a week. And I say this because I think a lot of women get complacent with saying no and giving the excuses, and then they get distracted by other things, and then possibly somebody else starts distracting them and pulling their attention in ways that they wouldn't have normally been pulled in had they been visiting Pound Town regularly with their significant other. I could be totally wrong, but that's my take on it. I think that Pound Town should be a regular occurrence, and like I said, a minimum of 3 days a week is like the absolute minimum. If everything is good in your relationship and everything's going great and he's still showing up for you and he's still doing all the things, like, why aren't you doing it? Like, I really genuinely want to know, like, why, when did it stop? When did you just get okay with not engaging in that activity with your husband? Because to me, like, there's something more there. And I think a lot of times women just get comfortable and lazy, and they get okay with being taken care of. But then what happens is they need their needs met somewhere, and they get to a point where they've been telling their husbands no for so long that somebody else meets those needs. And not always, but I think sometimes.
If you want a woman to fall in love with you and not your hand, right, you need to look for ways to serve her. Right. And if you can't find one, create one. So real-time examples. My lady and I would get together where a couple months in, she lives an hour away from me. One night she texts me. She's like, I'm not feeling the best. Like, I got this head cold. My stomach's kind of feeling weird. And immediately I look at the map location. Okay, it'd take me right now an hour and 5 minutes to get to her spot. I said, okay. I didn't tell her what I was going to do. I drove to her crib. Before I got there, I got some medicine. You know what I'm saying? I got some treats that she liked. And I got a teddy bear. I showed up at the crib. Her dad was like, what you doing here? I was like, I just want to make sure that, Gloria's good. And he really appreciated that. I sat there with her for 45 minutes to an hour, and then I drove an hour back home. I made sure that every single door, I was going to get every single door.
Yeah.
Every single month, she's going to get flowers. Every single day, I'm going to take the opportunity to pray for her. If there's something that if she needs me to help her study, if she needs me to help her take care of something, if she needs me to help her move, I'm looking for ways to serve her because I wanted her to know that she was valued. I wanted her to know that she was important. I want her to know that she was a priority in my life. So if you are a man that's out there and you are so quick to give money, how about you stop doing that and look for ways to serve them with your time. Look for ways to serve them with your energy. Look for ways to serve them with your sacrifices and just with your efforts.
I love this, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But men are saying, I'm not getting that back. I'm not getting that respect back. I'm not getting that reciprocation back. I'm not getting anything back. I'm doing all of these things. I'm taking this woman on a dinner. There was one comment that I just read where essentially the woman was saying on the video, if a woman is doing this, and this, she doesn't like you. And the man was kind of agreeing, saying, hey, why don't we go out to coffee? And she questioned him, saying, why not dinner? And he says, hey, let's go out to brunch. And she was like, why not a steakhouse? You know, it's always, why not this? Why not this? Why don't you serve me in this way? Why don't you do this for me? Men are very clear on what modern women want them to do. They're very clear. But what they're not clear on is when they start to get a return on their investment. When am I going to be served? When is she going to do something for me? When can I expect somebody to show me some sort of respect and some love?
But what happens is, I'm going to tell you why men get their heart broke. I don't think men get our heart broke for anything other than the fact that we feel betrayed. And the reason being is because if you understand how a lot of men are inexperienced when it comes to having an understanding of how women operate. Men enter situations thinking women operate under the same premises that we do. Mm-hmm. So they think they view loyalty the way we view it. They think they view respect the way we view it. They think they view love the way we view it. So when you're thinking of a woman and then you realize that she has the ability to be deceptive, manipulative, self-centered, all these different things, and it's like, yo, I didn't even think this type of human could exist. I thought that we was like locked in. Like you thinking that like the relationship y'all creating is consistent with the ones you might build with friends and family. But in reality, the relationship you're going to build with a woman is different because who they become in a relationship is going to be different, or whatever case may be. The way, depending on their background, their trauma, and their upbringing is going to determine how they enter the relationship. So a man get his heart broke simply because what he thought is not what it was. It's not even about the emotional side of it. It's literally the fact that I thought you had my back and you didn't. It's literally the fact that I thought you were loyal and you wasn't. I thought you respected me and you showed me that you didn't, and I didn't think you were capable. So it's an underestimation. So it's because it's like no different than when you get your heart broke by one of your homies. Like, damn, I ain't never think you would cross me like that. Damn, I ain't never think you would steal from me. Damn, I ain't never think you would betray me. I'm truly heartbroken behind this. So it's more of a betrayal thing than it is like, oh, you hurt my feelings. Oh, you wasn't loving me hard enough. It don't be that. It's literally be simply because men underestimate what women are truly capable of, and their first exposure to it be during the heartbreak. Damn, this whole time she telling me she was going out with her girlfriend, she was going to go off on it. The part that destroy a man is when he think that that's what it always is, move forward. Oh, I can't trust no woman. Y'all all betray. Like, y'all, they all capable of doing all of the same. But this is where you got to strengthen your discernment on being able to choose the character. Okay, how does she carry herself? How does she respect herself? What's the people around her doing? What they like? And how does she have, what type of accountable community is she surrounded by? That's going to determine her likeliness. And they're going to say that's impossible, but it lowers the chances versus you just picking all of the same type of chicks and wondering why they all doing the same type of. It's like, bro, you fishing in the same pond. You need to literally go into a better ocean where the water is clear and not this swamp that you over in. And
exactly this, man. Imagine prepping for months and about to ride out to battle, and then before you say, okay, plans are done, let's go. Any questions, comments, concerns, anything? Nobody says a word. And then, not even the day of, or the day before, the day of, not even earlier that day, right before we about to ride out to battle, literally, hey, everybody ready? You turning your, hey, don't you think that we should look at this again? Why didn't you say this before we got out here and we were about to attack the enemy? But modern women will do that. They'll wait to the very last minute and then pull back. Oh, I don't feel safe about X, Y, and Z. Okay, let's go over it again. Let's see where we are. Let's see what we got going on. Let's see what we need to do. You go through all of that. And then once again, when you get out on the battlefield, okay, once again, any questions, comments, concerns, really, say it right now. Then you about to, okay, on my signal, hand up, and that just as your hand is going down, wait. Do you think that we should do it today? At some point in time, not some point in time, the man is already upset by that point. He's already done. You can't win a battle always second guessing, and always second guessing at the wrong time. And this is what modern women are doing today. Men thinking, I got somebody to go out to battle with me. I got somebody to ride with me. I got somebody that's going to fight right alongside me. But really, after a while, I see that you're just a hindrance. We can. What if we lose? We'll never know. We'll never know because the battle has never even started. We can't even fight. We can't even get the battle started because you're always questioning what we're doing. So we have to trot on back to camp. Some of these brothers got family at home waiting on them. But here we are on the battlefield, about to fight, and you talking about let's go back to the camp. And can you imagine the enemy's confused? What the heck is going on? What are they doing? You look like an idiot. That's how men look. Like idiots. What's he doing? Why is he taking her all these places? He's a simp. Why does he keep on spending money on her? She clearly does not want him. All the actions, everything that she's doing, she clearly does not like this man. He's a simp. Now he's looking like an idiot because you can't get your act together. So men just get tired of it and they walk away. If you're not going to be loyal, if you're not going to go in the same direction I'm going, why would I be here?